Hello, my friends. It is an ugly day here in Indiana, but any day is a good day to learn some real life English with comprehensible input. So today, we, my lovely wife and myself and all of you are going to go on a hike. So what even is a hike? Well, a hike is when you go walk, but you do it in nature. So you can go for a walk at a park, you could go for a walk in the city, but the difference between a walk and a hike is that a hike is in nature. Trees, plants, open space, nature. Come on, camera wife, let's go for a hike. So guys, as you can see, it's a very cold day here in Indiana. And why I say it's an ugly day is because there's no sun, it's super cold. There's a train coming, guys. Let's watch a train go by, in case anybody doesn't know what the word train means in English. Oh! That was just a small train, guys. That's a train going to Chicago. And that's what my son would tell you all about because he knows everything about trains. He would say, "Dad, that's a metro passenger train." Passenger train means that people ride in it. Now these over here, these trains are going to the steel mills, okay? Places like where I work where they make steel. And that's a huge, huge industry here in Indiana. The interesting thing about Indiana, guys, you could have all of this industrial stuff, steel mills, all of this electrical equipment right next to beautiful nature. So it's really strange, guys, because a lot of places have beautiful nature and a lot of places have all of this industrial stuff. Indiana has both right next to each other. This is what we call a nature preserve, which means they're not allowed to put factories or put any chemicals on this. They have to protect this piece of land, but it's right next to the steel mills. So in this video, I'll show you more of the beautiful nature. We'll also take a look at the steel mills so you could see a little bit of Indiana's industrial side. And do you know what industrial means, camera wife?
Like a big company.
Big companies, but basically it means they're making something. Okay, they're creating something. And the big industry here in Indiana is steel. A lot of families in Indiana make their living off of steel. Many people get to eat and have homes because of these steel mills. And even though I don't like working long, crazy hours in a factory, I'm so grateful because these places have allowed my family to have a very good life. And honestly, they pay really well. So let's go, baby. Okay, guys, so I just want to show you this. That is actually what we would call a pond. And a pond is like a small lake, but you can see it's so cold that it's frozen completely solid. I could go out there and jump on that ice and nothing would happen because it's been so cold for so long here in Indiana. So that's freezing. But normally this part, guys, is full of wildlife. Do you know what wildlife is, camera wife?
Animals.
Animals. So wildlife is all the living creatures that you see out here. My hands, guys, somebody stole my gloves. Hold on, let me show you this little wife of mine right now. Look at little camera wife, little camera penguin. Oh, she's such a cutie. She has 2 pairs of gloves on.
And so much clothes.
And so much clothes. So guys, one thing you learn living in a place like Indiana is you have to bundle up. Bundling up means using layers of clothes. I have this on. I have this on. I have this on. I have a t-shirt underneath. I have pants. I have thermal underwear that go all the way down. I'm bundled up right now, guys. And camera wife is too. But what I was saying about the wildlife here, guys, in the summer, there's beautiful birds flying around everywhere. And last year, I actually saw baby turtles. And on my Instagram, there's that picture of me holding a little turtle in my hand. Super cool. That's one of my favorite things about this place. Wildlife everywhere, right next to Indiana's biggest industries. Okay, guys, sometimes when you go out into the wild, you do not see wildlife, but there is evidence that it's out here, even if we don't see it, such as this. These are tracks or footprints, and you could see the little fingers, guys. Some little animal made his little paw print, and I think that's probably like a squirrel or something because it has little fingers. And over here you could see some more. This I think looks more like a rabbit because it has its 2 front feet and then a back one. So anybody who's a wildlife expert, tell me, do you think I'm right and that's probably a rabbit and a squirrel, or what is it? Because I know somebody knows better than me. So the wildlife is out here even if we don't see it. All right, guys, so this is a fence. A fence is a barrier to keep people out. How do you say that word in Spanish?
I no sé.
You could say like barrera.
Una barrera, sí.
Huh?
Barrera.
Barrera. So a fence is to keep people out. But on the other side of that fence is one of the biggest companies in United States history. It's called US Steel or United States Steel. There's actually a pretty cool story behind that you can read about in one of my favorite books ever, Think and Grow Rich. And in Think and Grow Rich, they tell the story of how a very wealthy financier, which is a guy who basically makes money by having money, he bought the Andrew Carnegie's steel company and put it together with a bunch of smaller ones. And they created, here's a good word for you guys, something called a monopoly. You know what a monopoly is? A monopoly is when one company has control over a whole industry. Okay, so there should be 5 or 6 big steel companies competing to make prices good. But what Andrew Carnegie and JP Morgan, the financier, what they did, they put them together and created a monopoly, meaning one giant company controlled the whole steel industry. And JP Morgan paid Andrew Carnegie $400 million for his steel company. Back then, that was like Elon Musk money, okay? So, just a little interesting fact. And monopoly is a great vocabulary word for when one company controls a whole industry. And that has nothing to do with hiking, but it's right here, so I felt like sharing that story. It's a huge part of American history and business and industry, and those guys are what we call the titans of industry. They took the world by storm, made these companies huge, and made hundreds of millions of dollars in a time when nobody even knew that much money could exist. Super cool. All right, guys, and now we've got to the part where you start to see a little bit of the beauty of the nature here. We've got away from the industrial part, and now we're going into my favorite part of Indiana, which is all the nature, guys. I really find a lot of peace coming out here in the woods and hiking. I come out here to think, just listen to the birds, which there's no birds right now. But in the summer, guys, you'll hear birds singing. And it's really just a beautiful place to come. And I think that is a huge, very important thing that all of us can do for our mental health. And the best part, it's free. Guys, I never feel better than when I'm out walking around in nature, honestly. No headphones, just listening, looking, and being one with nature like we're supposed to be. So, I'll take this chance to tell you guys about something that my whole family is very excited for, especially Connor. We're going on a vacation, guys, in 10 days. In 10 days, we're gonna go somewhere where there's no snow, somewhere where we can show you guys incredible nature, a whole nother side of the United States. We're going to a state called Arizona. Guys, I've never been there. Obviously, my lovely Colombian wife has never been there. And we're gonna see a whole lot of new, awesome things. And we're even gonna drive for about 2 hours for one day to see one of the greatest, most famous attractions in my whole country, the Grand Canyon. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of that and seen pictures. We're gonna take you there in about 2 weeks. And we're going to see all kinds of awesome stuff, guys. We're super excited. What are you most excited about, baby?
To be somewhere where it's not too cold.
I think me too, guys. Be somewhere where the sun is out. It's not going to be super hot there, but during the day, it will get a little bit warmer. we're all very happy about that. So I can't wait to take you guys there with me, show you a whole different side of the country, and I'll be seeing it for the first time along with you guys. Can't wait. All right, guys, another important piece of hiking vocabulary, because I will talk about some hiking in this video, not just about American business history and our upcoming trip. This is called a hill, and a hill is where the land goes up, okay? It goes up, and a hill gives you a good workout, okay? So me and my wife, we're gonna run up the hill. Come on, wife, we gotta run up the hill. Just kidding. Camera wife is pregnant, so she's gonna slowly walk up the hill. Oh, guys, I wanna tell you, one of the most important tips of hiking or running or walking outside, this is one that I learned the hard way. Always remember that however far you go, you have to come back. So when you're running, guys, or hiking up hills or in the mountains, do not go until you get too tired and you're like, okay, I want to stop hiking now. Always remember, you have to go back. Guys, we've been walking for probably 30, 35 minutes just to get here. So we know we have to go back. So we're not going to go much farther into here. We're just going to walk up this hill and see if there's anything cool that we can show you guys. Guys, I want to show you one thing that I just saw that's pretty disgusting. I'm not happy about seeing this out here, and it's something you really don't see a lot when you come out to parks and natural places. And it's this. Guys, these are gang signs. And that means, criminals, pandilleros, they say in South America. But it upsets me that these losers would come out here and write that on a trail where people bring their kids, where they bring their families, where they come out to be healthy and do the right thing. And I'm really surprised that one of these losers even came out here, because honestly, you never see things like that in places where people come do healthy things, because these losers is the only thing I could call them, never do healthy and good things. So what I think this probably was some kid, some teenager who has good parents who love him, probably brought him out here trying to make him do the right thing, get some exercise in nature, and then he wanted to be cool and drew that. But honestly, what a loser, whoever wrote that. Okay, guys, camera wife just asked me something, and I thought I would explain it to my lovely baby and you guys at the same time. She said, what are these trains here for? So it's kind of hard to see, but on top of it, you could see a little black material. That's something that we call coke. But basically, it's charcoal, guys. It's almost like what you cook food with on your grill, but industrial charcoal. And what these cars are going to do, we call them train cars. When I say cars, that's what I mean, train cars. Oh, here comes another one. Looks like they might be coming to get it. But anyway, they will take this into the steel mill. They will dump that into basically giant ovens that we call furnaces. That is how they get it super hot to melt all the other materials and make the steel for cars and things like that. Here's another guy working over here. I did a job similar to this, guys, where you run on the trains. It's actually a really fun job, but as you can see with my compañero here, they don't care if it's cold outside, they don't care if it's raining or snowing, you still got to go outside and do it. So those we call the train engines, and there's two of them, so it could be really strong to push a whole bunch of heavy stuff. So this is all steel mill work going on, and I've done a lot of this stuff, guys. I know almost all there is to know about making steel, because I've been working in this industry since I was a young man. So that's what's going on here, guys. All right, guys, we've made it back to my Jeep. Camera wife and I got some exercise, got to spend some time together, because making these videos is one of our favorite things to do together. Working together as a team with your partner is always a good thing. I thought this video was going to be nature and hiking vocabulary, but we wound up getting a little bit of US history, a little bit of industrial knowledge about the steel industry, and a little bit of nature and the beauty that Indiana has to offer. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We enjoyed bringing you with us on this little hike. I appreciate every single one of you more than you know. And I will see you in the next